You think you are a child of God. You think you are a Christian. What makes you a Christian? What makes you a child of God? Seriously. Is it because you go to church? You think because you go to church that you are a child of God, like you belong to God? What makes you belong to God is not by you going to church or that you are a pastor or something like that. You you know how would you know that you are a child of Christ and that you belong to Christ is that for people need to understand is that a lot of people are not children of God. God does like a whore has many kids, but God doesn't have many kids. It's like when Noah, I have to say this, Noah Ark. There's a lot of people that died, and only 8 people, Noah, only his family lived. Just like in the end of the world, many people will die, but a few people will live. God said that less than 1/3 of the earth is gonna be. He's gonna wipe out a lot of people. And this is the truth is that a lot of people are not God's people. He said many people shall go to heaven and knock on the door, and God said, I never knew you. Let me tell you something. You can know your pastor, but you don't know God. If you don't know God, like I said, just like how you know your boyfriend, you talk to your boyfriend, you have to have a relationship with God to actually even be considered a child of God as well. Obviously, your pastor is telling you what God is saying. How are you going to another human being and getting advice on spiritual advice? God is in you. He's inside of you. So why do you need to go out? See, like everything that you want is inside of you. In the beginning, God made man and everything, Adam, everything came out of one person. Everything that you want is not outside of you, it's inside of you. So if you when you're seeking out and going to the pastor for advice, you already know what you need to do. And like I said, God is everybody and everyone, and you already have all the answers. You don't need to go to someone else to tell you your answers. And this is what I'm trying to tell you. How do you know you're a child of God? Basically, how you know you are a child of God is like when you see that many people, you see like when you have a child, right? Many other kids, you see them playing outside and they get to do whatever they want to. But if you do something wrong, you get in trouble. You cannot just do that. You cannot just go outside. Why? Because my mom told me not to go outside. God said, my sheep know me. And then God said, if you love me, you will keep my commandments. You will do as I say. And like I said, God said he chastens after the kids, the people he loves. So when you see that people get away with all things, adultery, or they do all kind of things, and God says, do not get upset when like he punishes you. He punishes you because he loves you. Because he loves you, he runs after you. Just like when you have a child, because you don't want that child, because you want that child to live long. They said a parent that doesn't love their child, right, will allow them to do whatever they want to do. And basically, like they said he who spoils, like removes the rod doesn't hates his son. If obviously if he lets you to do anything, when you see people just do whatever they want to, it's because you're not really his child. That's why there's so many people, when you have so many friends and they can just do whatever they want to, and you're like, how come I can't do that? Why can't I do this? It's because you are a child of God. Most likely when you're a child of God, you will see that many people, many people are not going to be able to relate to you because a lot of people are not child. And I'm not talking about you going to church. You could wear a suit all you want to, and God's going to be like, you think God cares about the clothes that you have on? He can care less about the clothes you have on. You think, oh, because you have an education that God cares? No. I'm telling you the truth is that very few people are children of God. Very few people can actually do the right thing, which is do what God tells them to do. And this is how you know that you are a child of God. Most likely a lot of people are not a child of God, so a lot of people cannot relate to this video. And just because you have a pastor, that doesn't mean that even that pastor is even a child of God. And if you're not a child of God, you are not his people. And you could be praying to God all you want to. Doesn't mean that God's listening to you. And that's why God says that he will have mercy on who he shall have mercy. And like I said, why do a lot of people die? Why a lot of people die? Because a lot of people are not God's people. A lot of people die. There's a lot of people in the world, but not all those people are children of God. There are very few people that are children of God. There are not a lot of them. And you could go to church and the church could be filled, but a lot of those people, just because you see all those people, you think they're all going to heaven? You can see your grandma, you can see your parents. They all, just because you see them, they know, they quote scriptures. Even the devil can quote scriptures. It does not mean that you are a child of God. You can quote scriptures all you want to. But it's so funny how hypocrites, that like God called them hypocrites, the Pharisees. He says that they had yeast in them. Like you have an outward appearance. But inside you, you're filled with garbage. You're filled with, that's what you are. You're filled with it. You're full. Like I said, how do you know someone's a child of God? It's basically, well, let me set an example for myself. Most likely, you will know that you cannot get away with certain things. Certain things that you do, if someone else were to do it, they could have, like, steal. You cannot steal. Other people can steal, but you cannot steal. If you steal, you're gonna get punished. You're gonna get in trouble. But you see that, oh, how come you gonna see that? How come that person gets to do that and they get away with that? Maybe because that person doesn't belong. You belong to God. He will make sure that you will not have anything like sin in you. If, like I said, like it says, after, like I said, when you get saved, right, by God, just because you got baptized, it doesn't even mean that you are saved. Okay, many people could get baptized. There's a billion people that get baptized. It doesn't mean that they're saved. Because when you're saved, when you really are children of God, that's how you're going to find out that you really are. Because when you really are saved by Christ, by God, because you are really his child, you will no longer have sin in you. Sin will, you cannot, like God says, the person that continues to sin is not his child. It's just like when you grow up, when you train a child in the way they shall go. You teach a child their right and their wrongs. And like once the child know that they're wrong, that after you learn that you're not supposed to do that, and you're not supposed to continue keep on doing it. You can practice to stop doing what you're doing, but at a certain time, when it comes to a certain time that passed and you continue to keep on doing what you're doing, you are not his child. Because when you know better and you still continue to sin, that means that you're not a child of God. You are a child of the devil. Because you know better. It's like you quote the scriptures, right? But you still have not changed. Why are you still going to church? It's just like, why are you going to school? You should have passed that level. Why are you still getting scriptures from a church? You should have changed. And it's by your character. It's not by how you look. It's your character. Your character will change. The person inside you will have changed. And that's how you know that you are a child of God. It's not about you having a suit and a tie. You could talk all the trash you want to. You could talk the talk. But you're not walking the walk. And walking like you set an example. When people see you, they can see Jesus inside of you. When somebody say that you're talking like, you act like you're Jesus. It's better you act like you're Jesus than you talk like you're Jesus. Because everybody can talk like Jesus. But not a lot of people can act like Jesus. And that's why when the devil tempted Jesus and he said, if you are a son of God, turn these stones into bread. And he said, it is written. He's telling you what to do, how to resist temptation. Just like when somebody's telling you something, like they might not even tell you that, but why won't you just, take drugs, or why don't you just have sex? You just know, like, it is written, like your body is a temple. Or you don't even have to tell them. That's how you resist the devil. That's how you fight the battle of faith. And this is how you know it. It's not about anything about quoting scriptures. It's not about going to church. It's actually having a relationship with God, getting to know God. It's actually getting to know yourself, getting to know who you are. And that's how you know the secrets, because God is not a God that you can see. And God is not a God that you could see where you can just, God is not a person. You don't have to reach out to your pastor to get answers. Your pastor is not closer to God. Your pastor don't even talk to God. Your pastor is all about business. Your pastor doesn't even care about God. He cares about having more members in his church. And it's all business to him. He just worried. I promise you, he would not, if he was not going to get money out of it, get something out of it, he was not going to help you voluntarily, because he does not really care about you. And that's why that's why a lot of people are not children of God. And if you are children of God, you most likely will have godlike powers. You will have powers that come from the Most High. You know, like powers that you will get gifts like visions, dreams, not like foretelling, like psychics, but you got dreams that come from God and visions. You are able to see the future. You are able to know things that others know. Like I said, have a friend in Jesus. What a friend we have in Jesus. The best friend you could ever have is a friend of God. And if you don't know God, whether you went to church for 60 years and you never talked to God, you never heard the voice of God, you are not a child of God. If you don't talk to God, God wants a relationship with you. He does not want you like you could go. Why do you have to leave a building to talk to God? Why can't you talk to God in your own home? Talk to yourself, and God is quiet, He's inside of you. And if you're quiet and you listen, you will hear the voice of God. And that's what I'm saying is that a lot of people are not children of God. And if you really are a child of God, you would have change. You would not have need. You would realize that you don't need to go to church every Sunday. That's actually like slaves. Like you are controlled. Every day you feel like you have to go back to the pastor to get answers. That is not something like Jesus wasn't in the church. He was outside walking around and talking to people. And most likely, people that need God are not in church. People that need God don't wear suits and a tie. It's more than just your image. It's about what's inside of you. Because you could look good and you are defiled. You